excited.
Guys, welcome to the Shred the Mic podcast with Zeke and Kelly.
All right.
We are doing it. We are live and direct, except we're not live. We are video on demand. We are VoDCasting right now to you guys. Shout out to Brent Coble over there for coming up with that term that's just so cute. In the words of Brent, VoDCasting, video on demand or video podcasting.
I like it.
Either way, I like it because that's exactly what this is. Hey, Kelly, what is the Shred the Mic podcast all about? Why should people listen? What is this podcast going to give them week after week?
Wow. No pressure. Hopefully it will make them laugh. I think that's the overall goal of my existence as a human. I'm desperate for laughter. No, it is set up. We do it like a stand-up comedy open mic, and we kind of just find all the notes we wrote down on our phone from the previous week and things we thought were funny and silly, and we share them with you and try and figure out. We give each other a little feedback and try to see if there's anything to them. You know, if we should keep going with them or maybe let those die. You know.
So basically, 5 minutes of new material from you, 5 minutes of new material from me, each and every week. Yeah.
That's right.
Hell yeah. That's
So
exactly
succinct.
what it is.
Wow. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
You feeling ready?
Woo,
Feeling strong? Feeling ready to premiere some brand new stand-up. Here we go. Get ready to shred the mic. Coming to the Shred the Mic stage.
Shred the mic!
Kelly Shanley.
Oh, thank you so much. Give it up for your host, Mr. Zeke Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So every time Zeke and I sit down to watch a movie, he goes, Fast 9? He knows what I'm going to say. He knows I'm going to say no, but I have to appreciate that he asks just for fun. Just for fun. But I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, the Fast and the Furious franchise is quickly becoming like the now that's what I call music franchise. You know, like when the first one came out, it was the coolest thing ever. I was like, this is great. All the singles I want to hear from the radio in one place. Amazing. The first Fast and the Furious movie, big fan. My sister and I owned it on DVD. Watched it a lot. But then they just kept making them more and more and more of them. And like, what are we on now? Like Fast 9, right? Mm-hmm. I only know this because you always ask me if I want to watch it. But there are 9 of them. So the first one came out in 2001. That's about 20 years. We got 9 movies. So I was just thinking, like, what will the titles look like in the future? Because so far, they're all a play on either the word fast or the word furious or both. So I'm thinking as we age, maybe there'll be something like Fast 15, not so fast. Thank you. Fast 18, still furious. That's it, just furious. Fast 26, intermittent fasting. Fast 29, too furious to be fast. I don't know. I just, I feel like that's all I had written down so far, but
I like it. I
feel like there's something there. Okay, here's a real random one. So ladies, can you relate? When we go to bed, Zeke and I like to spoon and, you know, I'm vegan. I eat a lot of legumes. Sometimes I'm gassy when we go to bed, you know, and I'm always like trying to gauge Zeke's breathing and like how much he's twitching to discern when he actually falls completely asleep. So I know if it's safe to toot or not, you know, like when is it safe? Because if we're spooning, like it's going to be on your thigh. That's basically, you know. So anyway, that's all I have on that thought. But I feel like it's relatable. Also, the other day, we were in a parking garage and we saw a car and it was completely wrapped, like clearly a custom job. And it was like bright yellow. I feel like there was fruit on it. Like it was super random. I'm like, what is this car wrapped for? And then on the rear window, there was an ad for an injury lawyer. And it said, call #pain. And Zeke went, #pain? That was my nickname in high school. And I was like, you mean $pain? We're old.
Kelly really enjoys putting me in my place.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. You make it so easy. How much time do I have left?
You got 90 seconds.
Okay. Also, so I a couple episodes ago, I was discussing a lot of internet comments that I've received on some of my stand-up clips, and in particular, whenever I post anything having to do with sex, I get a lot of incel comments. As like being a woman and being not funny, or having no class because I apparently have orgasms and that's not classy. Yada 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 yada. So, I was just trying to decide: are the good comments outweighing the bad? No. The bad comments are outweighing the good. Do I have the occasional person that's like, this is hilarious? Yes. But overall, does it serve me to have 20 random strangers on the internet call me a cunt? No. No, it doesn't. So comments are off right now and it feels really good. I gotta be honest. It feels really good. I don't miss them. Like, cause when I first started posting on YouTube, I honestly, whenever I checked it and opened it, I would have that like knot in my stomach of like, what hateful thing is someone going to say today? And now I don't have that. Now I'm just like, how many views did I get? Which is shallow and superficial, but also the entire point, right? So,
Right.
yeah, turn off the comments and I'm still happy about it.
20 seconds?
20 seconds?
You got a joke pitch?
I have a joke pitch, I guess. Something about dicks are weird. Dicks are weird. I just, as a female who has not owned a dick for my entire life, being in a relationship with someone who owns a dick,
Yeah.
it's nice to have one that I get to play with all the time,
Shredded.
And that is Kelly's time, everybody.
Thank you.
Kelly Shanley, everybody.
Thank you so much. Shredded.
Totally shredded. Yes, well, I like working in reverse order because that's how my brain works.
Perfect.
Dicks are weird. And, I really got, it's just funny on the last, comedians only shred the mic, not podcast, the live show that we do. You had a couple cocktails and you just really wanted to share with everybody how great it was. And I was like, dude, this is good material, So I definitely support. And you were giving very specific. I think there's an entire premise. You could do an entire 5 minutes about how dicks are weird.
Probably.
And I would be here for it because having owned a dick my entire life, dicks are weird.
Thank you.
Dicks are weird, and
weird.
it's not that I'm just constantly like rubbing it on you and poking you with it. And I mean, those are all true statements and they happen all the time. But they're just weird.
In general, they're weird.
They have a mind of their own,
Yeah.
and that's no excuse for behavior, but they just do their own thing, and I'm just along for the ride most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm along for the ride most
You
of the time.
too. We are both along for the ride. We were at Makers and Finders in Las Vegas in the Arts District. We were there visiting some friends, and in the bathroom there was a sticker that said, let's see, it said guts versus brain versus dick, right? Wait, I fucked that up. It was brain versus heart versus dick.
Oh.
Same sentiment.
It's a thinker.
Yeah. But I was just like, whoa, this is a lot to think about while I'm trying to take a coffee shit.
Well, they figured you might be in there for a few minutes. So
Yeah. So I was just like having these really deep thoughts as I was just like trying to contemplate what was going on.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
just thought I'd share. What was your second premise? Or
let's see. Waiting for you to fall asleep so that I can toot.
is that what you do?
If I can help it, yeah. No, I think eventually I fall asleep and probably it just happens.
You toot in your sleep.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You do too.
I do. I definitely do. I've woken myself up.
I don't think you're a human. If you haven't woken yourself up tooting, have you really lived? Like, I think everyone I know has done it.
For me, it's just like anytime I start thinking like I kind of have my life together, like I'm all right, I got everything happening, and then we're dead asleep, and my own fart wakes me up, and I'm like, ugh. Oh sweet Jesus, I hope she didn't hear that.
And that paralysis moment where you're like, I'm just gonna pretend I'm still asleep. I'm gonna pretend I'm still asleep.
Yep.
Because then it's excused, right? And then I'll check your breathing again. I'm like, did you hear that? Did he? And if you're like, I'm like, nah, I got away with it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you not farting directly on me while we're spooning.
You're welcome.
To the best of your ability.
You know.
And also, just for clarity, because of the way we're built completely differently, it's not going to hit my thigh. It's going to hit me square in the chest.
Oh.
Yeah. There's definitely more to that premise. What was your first one?
We also had the hashtag pain /#.
Yep.
And
that was good. I saw that coming. I didn't see that one coming, but it's one of my stock jokes is like, it's sort of like whenever, there's a sound, Kelly's always like, oh, excuse me, and I've started doing it too. I try to beat her to the punch. But yeah, anytime there's like somebody has a dumb word combination, I'm always just like, would that make a good nickname or not? And hashtag pain seemed like
it's a great one.
It's a great one, but it's just not applicable to someone who went to college from 1997 to 2001.
No, we didn't have hashtags
No, it
in
was
high
pound
school
sign
or
pain.
college. It was pound sign faux show. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone would have been like, why pound sign?
Why? Pound. Pain. It actually makes more sense that way.
I guess.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And then the last one was Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Names being like, no.
Yo, so at some point, you are going to say yes to watching Fast 9 with me. And I'm going to be so happy. Not because I want to actually watch the movie. I've watched about 20 minutes of it. But I just want you to say yes. It's just like...
You just want to watch me watch 20 minutes of that movie.
Yeah, no, I'd like to watch the probably 2.5 hours of that movie with you. I want to go through the experience together.
Oh,
is what I'm looking for.
That's very sweet.
So one day we will watch Fast 9.
That's
together.
very sweet. But yeah, if you have any pitches for future titles of Fast and or Furious franchise films.
I feel like you're a much better wordsmith than I am, but it'll start percolating, right about now, and then I'll come up with something.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
There you go, everybody. Kelly DeShanley with some new stand-up for you.
Ooh, thank you. Hope you liked it.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I wrote some of this material last week about avocados and whatnot. I have not looked at it since, so this is going to be fucking great.
Still fresh.
Super fresh. So if I laugh at my own writing, just,
You better laugh at your own writing. Otherwise, why are you sharing it with us?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Okay. Are you ready to shred the mic?
I'm ready. Let's shred away.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Zeke Thomas.
Shred the mic!
Porra caralho. Zeke Rodrigues Thomas here with some great new comedy. Kelly, by the way, is learning Portuguese right now, so she's getting a front row seat to not only my broken Portuguese, but now also Duolingo's very crazy Portuguese. They have not even doing material anymore. Duolingo has so many different accents for Brazilian Portuguese. Like there's some people that have like a traditional sort of like what we like to call a carioca or like accent from Rio. And then they have some that are just like very sort of like almost like the equivalent would be like the Castilhano lisp of like Spanish. Yeah. And like lugares. Like they're just like, it's so heavy and so thick. And I'm like, yo, if you're trying to learn Portuguese from this app,
which
like,
I am,
yo, you got to be very like mindful of which one of these accents, these speakers that you're trying. So when in doubt, listen to the sing-song nature of Zeke Rodrigues Thomas. Okay, on to actual material. I know the clock's been running. I don't care.
We'll put time back on the clock if you need it.
Let it roll. Avocados. Why are they so goddamn expensive right now? Avocados have gotten so expensive due to inflation. People have started to cut guacamole with things other than avocados.
What?
Yeah, they're treating them like street drugs. That's how crazy things have gotten. So, back in my day when I've been sober almost 20 years, but I did a lot of narcotics. I did a lot of drugs. And one of the things people would do, I didn't do like a lot of coke. That wasn't really my jam, but people would do basic shit with like, they would step on it or like cut it, and they would take coke and add like baking powder or things that looked like it in order to make the coke, the purity of the coke be less, but have more product to sell.
Right.
And now they're doing the same shit with guacamole. Boo. Yeah. Now they're putting in sour cream.
Ew, no.
Right? What else did somebody put in like cheese?
People put cheese in there.
Cheese in
Greek
your guacamole?
Yogurt.
No thank you. Like those things are great on their own, but I don't want them in my guacamole.
No.
Yeah. So like I had this whole vision of treating guacamole like Coke in the 80s. And like I was just like, I was going to start wholesaling guacamole, but I was going to do it from like a drug dealer's approach where like, I'd start stepping on it and like trying to find different things that were kind of green and kind of creamy to try and like, sort of spread out and like cut my guacamole. And then I realized what you really need these days is you need to get yourself a trusted guac dealer. You need a guacamole dealer. Mm-hmm. You don't want any dime bag bullshit, right? Like, I got a great guac dealer, and he's been hooking me up for years, and I trust him, right? The guac dealer I had before him, though, I had to regulate his ass. Yeah. He started trying to hustle me on my guac, right? Like, he started using the sour cream. He started, like, using, like, some sort of, like, milk-like product in there. And I was like, yo, I don't know who you think you're fooling. Like this might work in the suburbs or like maybe in the middle of the country, but I'm from SoCal, baby. I know my guacamole, right? And so I was like, okay, I might become the Tony Montana of guac.
Oh.
Yeah. And like, just picture this. Picture me sitting behind a desk, like green paste just all over my face, just looking kind of tired. Coño, right? And I just have like an AK-47 on one side, and I'm just like, oh, like, say hello to my little friend when the feds come in trying to take me down for all my guac. They're trying to seize it. Like, I was just like, absolutely not. I'm not gonna give in. And I don't know. The one problem I have with this entire idea of wholesaling guacamole as a drug dealer is that I'm going to be violating one of Biggie Smalls' rules about drug dealing. Never get high on your own supply. And,
even I've heard that one.
Yeah. And I know that's exactly what I would be doing. Like, I'm just a guac fiend, man. I'm like fucking Bubbles on the Wire, but with guac.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You got 25 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, here's a premise that's worth exploring next week since I took a detour. I realized that almost anything can be said as an insult if you say it with an old school Italian-American accent. Mm-hmm. For example, you were like, hey, Zeke, are these your socks? And I was like, hey, these socks belong to your mother. Oh!
They really did, though.
It really did. But they legitimately belong to her mom. And so I was just like, I just feel like anything can be. I'll explore it more next week. But anyways, that's my time, guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
Shredded.
Give it up one more time for Zeke Thomas. Thank you for your detour on the Duolingo Portuguese because, like, I'm very intimidated about the pronunciation of speaking Portuguese.
Yeah.
And, like, go to Spanish, go to the Italian. I'm not fluent or anything like that, but took Spanish in high school and college. I've been working on Italian and Duolingo. I'm like, I got it. I switched to Portuguese because we're going to Portugal. And I'm like, full stop. None of this makes sense. So makes me feel a little better. Thank you.
Yeah. It's just like some of them are really good and like super helpful. But you've heard me do like the conversation mode on the stories. And like I get into it. I act them out.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
I'll actually have to start doing.
I was like, this needs to be a TikTok of you doing conversation mode on Duolingo because each one is a small performance. That's good.
It really is.
Yeah.
But every now and then they have one person that just has that heavy accent that you're just like, yo, I know that this is crazy, but if you have no idea, you're like, oh, how do I say the woman? And it's like, a mulher. And I'm like, yo, people are going to laugh at you or punch you in the face if you say that. Like,
yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah,
So you're just
sorry.
going to have to let me in on which one of those characters on Duolingo I should actually emulate.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Good to know. Oh my God, your avocado stuff. So I have so many questions. Like, who was that drug dealer? Who was your first drug dealer? And what
Well,
did
he's
he...
dead right now.
Oh, avocado guac dealer.
Yeah,
Excuse me. I didn't know if it was like Trader Joe or an actual individual human. I want to hear about your first guac dealer and why he's not your dealer anymore. Who's your current guac dealer?
Yeah.
I think we could all use a hookup.
Yeah.
And like, I want more details about you wholesaling guacamole. Like, what form is it in? What are you cutting it with? What green stuff or what food stuff? Like, I want details. And think of everything people did with cocaine apparently to cut it and like apply that to guacamole. I think that's hilarious.
I think it's only going to get worse too. So this bit might have legs if things continue the way that they are.
But yeah, if you're like, I'm cutting it with grass or turf or like, you know, like Drano is green. Like, I don't know. What are you cutting it with? Yeah. And
Nickelodeon slime. Ugh.
Ooh, see, like there's all kinds of green stuff. Like, you know me, I love specificity. So when you say you're gonna treat it like a drug dealer, I want want all the details. I just want to picture what this is like because I think that's pretty funny and relatable. Yeah. Yeah. Guac's expensive. Oh, when you were like, you can't trick me. I'm from SoCal. Yeah. I was thinking like, this is LA. Like, you can't trick me with that guacamole bullshit. Nah. But yeah, I feel like I've seen that, and you have to specify at restaurants sometimes, like, no cheese on my guacamole, please, which just feels wrong to say. But
like, people should be insulted by that question,
right?
But I feel like now, like, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, like if you go to a Mexican restaurant here and be like, hey, no cheese in the guac, right? And they're just like, get out of here. What?
But if you go to Texas and you eat some Tex-Mex, there's cheese in and on and all over everything. Yep. So sometimes you gotta specify. You know? Yeah. Yeah. What else did you say about the guac, about the avocados?
Oh, I just really wanted to try. I tried to create this image of me basically being Tony Montana. From, have you seen Scarface? You have. It's all right. I should have known my audience.
No, but okay, I get the references though. I know the scene. I understand it's about cocaine, but I've also never done cocaine or seen it cut with anything. So you just kind of like paint a picture for me. Okay. I think it's a very intriguing picture. Yeah. And maybe I'm your perfect audience since.
It's true.
Yeah. Explain to me.
Explain cocaine to me. By the way, one of my favorite conversations I've ever had with Kelly and her sister. We were listening to a podcast about something. I can't remember if it was like a serial killer like thing, but one of the people in the podcast was freebasing coke, and Kelly's sister, Dr. Lolo, was just like, she paused it and she's like, "Hey Zeke, what's freebasing? Does it mean to do a lot of coke?" And I was like, oh, this family is so good and intact. And like the fact that she doesn't know what freebasing coke is the gift. It's the ultimate gift to me. I'm just like, that's so great.
Oh, you know, it's one of those words you hear all the time. Like, freebasing. And we're like, oh yeah, for sure. What does that actually mean though?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the difference between crack, cocaine, and crack
and freebasing?
Yeah.
Well, I was like, well, if you're white, you freebase. If you're black, you did crack. Like,
oh, same thing then. Got it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different rules. Like, way to go. You know. Yeah. Criminal justice system. Way to fuck that up.
See, so just explain it like you're talking to me and Dr. Lolo.
Okay.
Break down that guac dealing business. I think it's funny.
I think
that. You got legs there for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had Duolingo, and I think that was it.
Yeah.
I got to 1.5 bits today.
Yeah, you did. Hey, good job. I liked them both.
Nice work. Kel, looks like we shredded some mics yet again.
Oh my God. This one's dented. It's so shredded.
Yeah, it is. And we got our new light panel up. Things are getting a little crazier. This is our second VoDCast. Hey, Kelly, where can people find you on the internet if they want more of this Kelly DeShanley?
Oh, well, I am on Instagram and TikTok at Kelly A. Shanley. I'm on YouTube at Kelly Shanley. I also have a lot of humor pieces up on Medium at Kelly Shanley. And yeah, those are the main ones. We'll leave it with that.
Nice.
What about you, Zeke? Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find Zeke Rodrigues Thomas. You can find me everywhere, but mostly using the handle Zeke Thomas is rad. You can find me on YouTube. Wait, see, already that's a lie. That is Instagram. That is TikTok. That is Twitter, where I barely have a presence. I think I even got Facebook synced up with that. And for all your other Zeke Thomas needs, you got ZekeThomas.com, right?
Yeah.
And then, if that wasn't enough,
What?
There's also the Patreon.
Ooh.
Patreon.com/Zeke Thomas is rad. Join my Patreon community, right? For as little as $5 a month, you get access to me, behind-the-scenes pictures and video, as well at the $10 a month range and above, access to my personal training programming. My functional bodybuilding programming that I do over at Blue Republic Strength and Conditioning, that can be yours as well.
Yeah, you can shred more than just the mic. You know what I mean?
Can shred your muscles. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can get super jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So check it out, patreon.com/Zeke Thomas is rad. And of course, follow us on all the things. The links will be in the show notes. And of course, we got a show coming up. The makeup show is finally happening.
Yes.
This episode will be released before the show. This is going to be the last pre-comedy show.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
So if you are in the Los Angeles area or just want to come to the Los Angeles area, Thursday, July 14th at 7:30, we will be at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank, shredding all kinds of mics. We have a great lineup of hilarious comics who are also just really good people. Zeke's performing. We have Heather Winter. We've got Denny Gleister. We've got Elena Fisher, Rebecca Agender, Sophia Zolan, and Angela Joy. And yours truly, Kelly Shanley, will be headlining. And it's going to be really fun. So
yeah, she's doing 20-minute set, guys. So be sure to check it out.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling you're going to love a lot of this material. You know, if you like her on this show, you will love her live and direct.
Thank you.
I think that's all we got.
I think so. Well, Zeke, it's always a pleasure to shred the mic with you.
Likewise, Kelly Shanley.
Yeah.
May you always toot in your sleep, because I know I will be.
Yes.
You guys are awesome. You guys are legion. We will see you guys next week with another Shred the Mic.
Woo! Shred, shred, shred.
Shred the Mic is written, hosted, and produced by Zeke Rodrigues Thomas and Kelly Shanley. Audio engineering by Zeke Rodrigues Thomas for Mind Jam Media. And when in doubt, shred the mic.